Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, in this AKS lab series, we have completed a couple of videos already where we deployed the AKS cluster, we deployed the manifest file or deployment, we created the application, it was working fine. We also checked the monitoring and health through Azure Monitor Insight. And now there are few more labs and it could be a little bigger video than usual, or maybe we should create a small ones for this one. There is a couple of tasks that we need to work upon in this lab. Let me try to take you through these tasks. The very first is we need to prepare the app, which means we are going to prepare it from the beginning. That includes running Docker Compose or to create the images. And we are going to push those images to ACR, that is Azure Container Registry. Then we will use these images to run on AKS through ACR rather than what we did in the previous labs. And once the application is up and running, we'll try to scale it. We'll try to update it, and then we'll try to upgrade the cluster as well. So there are a few tasks coming, and all these tasks will conclude this single video. Let's try to cover as much as possible. So stay with me and let's get started. So the very first thing we need to accomplish this task is we need a machine where the Docker is installed, because Cloud Shell is not enabled for Docker Compose. So let me quickly come here, and I'm logged into my Linux VM where Docker is installed already. If you want me to go through these small videos for Docker installation, we can do that as well. Just let me know in the comments section. So what we need to do, we need to first of all clone the sample from Azure or Microsoft documentation provided this link that we can utilize, not this one. Let me open my notepad again. Okay, maybe it wasn't there. Okay, somehow I'm not able to copy it, but that's okay. What I'll do, I'll type it, git clone. We need to clone it, right? We are cloning it from github.com, and this is Azure samples. Okay, and this is Azure voting app redis.git. This we need to clone, and as soon as this is cloned, we can see we have this directory, a folder. We need to get inside it so that we can access the material that we have cloned. So we got few files, few objects here, including Docker Compose, and we are only bothered about the Docker Compose as of now. If I show you the Docker Compose.yaml file, it will show you we're going to create one container named Azure both back and front, just like the application we did in the previous lab, right? So this is a compose file, Docker Compose, that we use to create multi-container applications, right? Let me quickly run this. Docker Compose up and create our images. As soon as the images are created, it is created, we will check the images, and there we go. We got a few images, including hello world. Okay, we have Flask, Redis, and Front. Now, what we need to do, we need to check. These are the images, and we need to check the containers. So Docker container ls. These containers are running front and the back. What we can, so containers are running and images are there. Now we need to simply put down this Docker compose. Docker compose down. And okay, what I did wrong. Okay, I couldn't spell it correctly. Use the tab if you cannot spell it correctly like me. Tab has the IntelliSense for this as well. It works pretty well. Now, if I see Docker images, I'll have these images with me. Now we need to push these images to the Azure Container Registry. Okay, so for that we need what? We need Azure Container Registry. Now I'm already logged into my account. If I show you through AZ login, so I can easily create the Azure Container Registry here. The only thing I need for that is resource group, right? We need resource group for everything. So AZ group create. It's a very simple command. We're gonna give the name to the group. Let me call it myrg1. Then we need to give the location. Let me call it okay, location East US is okay for us. So this will create the resource group in East US for us. Now we need to create the ACR. It's very simple. AZ ACR create. We need to provide the group name. You can also do -- resource group myrg1. That's what I gave earlier. Then we need to provide the name for the ACR. Let me call it demo ACR 231. Okay, and there are multiple SKUs just like any other resource in the Azure. So we are going to use basic one. We do have standard premium. Premium also gives you access to the different regions. So that comes later. For this lab, this is what we need. We need an ACR where we can push these images and use them to attach ACR with the AKS and use this ACR to send or to let the AKS pull those images and run the application for us, right? Now, our ACR has been created. Now we need to log in the ACR. So AZ ACR login, I need to provide the name. What was the name? Let me quickly check. It was demo ACR 231, right? Demo ACR 231. Okay. We missed the name here. Login where? On demo ACR. That's the name. The login is successful. Now what we need to do, we need to tag our images so that when we push, the images will push into the ACR instead of Docker Hub, like the default, right? So let me clear this, clear, and do Docker images. We have these images. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to tag these images, right? So let me quickly run this Docker tag command. But before we do that, we need something. We need ACR login server, right? So it will be same thing, demo ACR 231.docker.io, I think. But let me go there and check it out. Docker, not the instances, but the registry. Docker container registries, demo ACR. We need to provide this, right? Azure cr.io. That's what it is. Okay, need to copy this. This is what I was thinking, whether it's a docker.io or Azure cr.io. But now I have the information with me, and I'll quickly go ahead and tag my images so that it will, when we'll push, it will go to this repository. Now, name of MC, or I can simply copy it, or rather writing everything down. This. All right, tag, paste, front. Let me give it Como. This is my mouse acting weird. All the problems are coming to this somehow. Anyways, now we need the login server. That would be demo ACR 231.azure cr.io. Hopefully I could write the name correct. Okay, now we need to type Azure Vault Front version 1. That it will show on the registry. Okay, it is tagged now. If I do Docker images, all right, we have this one ready. Okay, Azure Front, but now this time this would be the repository, right? So what we need to do, we need to push it, right? So how we push it, we do Docker push, and we will provide the name of our registry, the name of the image, and then the tag. So I can copy it from here, put it here, and then what we need tag. So this would be the version, this would be the name, this would be, sorry, where's the mouse? Version, name, and repository, enter. And there we go. It's pushing it on the Azure. Now, if I do list, once this is done, ACR repository list, and if I see what all images are out there in my repository, I could see the name of this image that we have pushed, because this is the new repository that we have created. It wasn't the old one, so only single image would be there, right? And then we can go back to another task in this huge lab. As I said in the beginning, there would be creating the Kubernetes, attaching it with the existing ACR, and utilizing this image that we have pushed to create the application or to deploy the application. Or we can also use the existing Kubernetes cluster and attach this ACR that we have created. We can do both ways. So I think we should do that in the next video, so that we could have separate videos for separate tasks, and it wouldn't be a long videos, right? So let's quickly verify this image, and then we'll create the part two. We'll see the part two in the next video. So for now, we have the creation push completed. Now I'll simply do this check through our CLI repository. Come on, repository. IntelliSense is not working somehow here. List, and the name of the repository, that is demo ACR231, and we want output in table. There we go. We have Azure front, board front. This is what we wanted to see, and I can also show you the same thing here in the repository. If I come down here under repositories, we should have board front, and if I click here, we should have the version 1. Right, so let's end this video here, right here, and continue this in the part 2, where we'll create the cluster, Kubernetes cluster, attach it with the ACR, and use this image to run the application. Thank you for watching, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.